The Texas Tech community is made up of dozens of cultural groups from around the world, and all this week the university is taking time to celebrate unique diversity found here on campus. Coming up, we'll have a look at one of the top events taking place during International Week 2023.
Red Raiders looking for employment opportunities both now and after graduation had the chance to explore dozens of options during a popular annual event. Find out how students from all majors can take steps toward their future careers.
And one of Texas Tech Athletics' most successful teams is getting national attention and making moves in the weekly polls. Find out the latest ranking and who's next on the schedule for the undefeated Red Raider soccer team.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Thursday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Noah Crayton.
And I'm Karmen Brown. It's been another busy week here on the Texas Tech campus, including a special set of events to celebrate the university's cultural diversity.
International Week 2023 started on Monday, and throughout the week, the campus community has had a chance to learn about the many different groups from around the world who call Texas Tech home. Earlier today, the latest event on the International Week schedule took place in the Sub Ballroom. The Office of International Affairs hosted the annual Study Abroad Fair from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. During the event, faculty and staff from throughout the university were available to talk to students about potential study abroad opportunities available in the spring and summer. The fair also gave students the chance to learn about cultures and locations from around the world.
This really gives a chance for students to talk with the folks who will possibly be on the ground with them in their chosen study abroad location, learn more about the program, opportunities, excursions, travel experiences, things like that that are part of the study abroad experience.
Today's Study Abroad Fair wrapped up at 3 p.m., but there are still plenty of spots available for trips planned next year. To find out more about the many international academic opportunities offered through the university, visit the Office of Study Abroad's website at studyabroad.ttu.edu. During the school year, Texas Tech colleges and departments hosted more than a dozen job and career fairs for students. But each semester, one university group organizes an event that helps any Red Raider take on the next steps toward their future careers. The University Career Center hosted the fall edition of the Higher Red Raiders Job Fair yesterday in the Sub. Students from across campus had the chance to stop off at the Red Raider Ballroom and connect with representatives from a wide range of companies. Attendees could learn about internships, full and part-time job opportunities, or just take some time to network and plan for their future career. The Higher Red Raiders Job Fair, formerly known as the All Majors Job Fair, is one of the biggest events hosted by the University Career Center each year. Yesterday's fair started at 11 a.m. and wrapped up at 4 on Wednesday afternoon. If you weren't able to stop by this semester's Higher Red Raiders Job Fair, the University Career Center still has plenty of resources available to help students searching for internships, jobs, and opportunities. Visit careercenter.ttu.edu for more information, including an option to schedule an appointment with a career counselor.
The Halloween season is officially underway, but some university administrators are already thinking about Christmas in one of the biggest campus events of the year. The annual Carol of Lights ceremony takes place during the final weeks of the fall semester. The yearly tradition was reimagined last year to mark the beginning of the university's centennial celebration. This year, the year-long celebration will come to an end at the 65th annual Carol of Lights, with an even bigger ceremony as Texas Tech pulls out all the stops. On Tuesday, a university press release detailed the changes for this year's celebration, which included the announcement of special performances by the band, Lost Wax, and Cirque Entertainment. Lost Wax calls themselves the original mashup party band, and Cirque is known for their many productions in Las Vegas and on tour. Along with the live entertainment, the event will be capped off with fireworks and the addition of one of the Hub City's first ever drone shows. Carol of Light is also scheduled to include traditional elements such as the annual performance of Oh Holy Night by a Texas Tech faculty member. And to top it all off, the event is being formally sponsored by Coca-Cola. The 65th annual Carol of Lights is scheduled to start at 7 p.m. on December 2nd in the Science Quad west of Memorial Circle. The event is free and open to the public, but organizers are expecting a huge crowd with hopes of topping last year's 25,000 attendees. So for a front row seat, plan on showing up early. The first week of October has included several days of active weather here on the South Plains. After a couple months of hot and dry conditions, some part of the city received as much as 3 inches of rain between Monday night and Tuesday morning.
Along with the precipitation, we've also been seeing a steady decrease in temperatures since the beginning of the week. But does that mean even more fall weather is on the way for the weekend? Let's take a look at the MCTV forecast. It's bright and sunny today with only a few clouds visible on the MCTV tower cam, but the current view is a lot different this morning when heavy clouds and even some fog covered the area. But around 10 a.m. the clouds began to clear out and we should see sunny skies for the rest of the day. But even with the sunshine, temperatures have been cooler with highs expected only to reach the upper 70s. Tonight, the cooler conditions will continue, with lows dropping into the 50s for the first time this fall. The skies should remain clear throughout the night with light winds and no chances of rain. Tomorrow will start the day with plenty of sunshine, with clear skies staying in the forecast throughout the day. Highs are once again expected to reach the upper 70s, which should set the stage for a very nice afternoon. But after sunset, some changes are headed into the area. Tomorrow night, a cold front will move through, dropping temperatures into the 40s for the first time since the beginning of May. The chilly evening will lead to a much cooler start on Saturday, and highs aren't expected to reach the 70s until the late afternoon. But the drop in temperatures at the beginning of the weekend won't last for long, with temperatures rebounding into the low 80s on Sunday. Looking ahead, the 80-degree highs and dry conditions are back in the forecast to start next week, but another cold front appears to be headed our way, which could create some of the coldest temperatures we've seen so far this fall.
The Texas Tech women's soccer team is having an historic season as the Red Raiders are currently undefeated heading into the heart of the Big 12 schedule. For their efforts, the team was recently rewarded with a huge boost in the national rankings. On Tuesday, the latest United Soccer Association Top 25 poll was released, and Texas Tech came in at number 7 in the rankings. The team jumped up from number 14 last week after defeating both Oklahoma and Cincinnati this past weekend. The announcement gave Tech their first top 10 ranking since 2014, as they currently sit with an 11-0-2 record and perfect 5-0 in conference. The Red Raiders will put their unbeaten record to the test as they head into Provo, Utah tonight to take on the BYU Cougars for the first time in program history. BYU also came in at number 7 in the rankings this week after tying with Tech with 134 points in the top 25 poll. Tonight's matchup is also the Red Raiders' first time to take on a top 10 team while also being ranked in the top 10 of a national poll. The showdown between the Cougars and Red Raiders is scheduled for 8 p.m. tonight with TV coverage on Big 12 Now on ESPN+.
The Texas Tech volleyball team continued their run through the conference schedule last night as they welcomed the University of Central Florida to town for the first time as Big 12 opponents. Grad student Caitlin Dugan had a big night with 14 kills, and sophomore Bryn Williams added 6 more, but it wasn't enough to fend off the Knights, who took down the Red Raiders in 3 sets. The contest started out on even footing in the first set, but UCF went on a 12-1 run and secured the first set with a score of 25-9. The next 2 sets were much closer, with Tech falling short by 2 points in the second round and 8 in set 3, but at the end of the evening, the Knights were just too much for the Red Raiders. Texas Tech is preparing for their next single-game matchup as they head north to take on the number 25 ranked Iowa State Cyclones. First serve is set for 6:30 p.m. and you can catch all the action on ESPN+.
Texas Tech football has been riding high this week after defeating Houston in front of a home crowd last Saturday night. The team is hoping to continue gaining momentum as they hit the road for their first in-state Big 12 showdown of the season. The Red Raiders will take on the Baylor Bears in their second matchup since Joey McGuire was named head coach at Tech. McGuire was previously an associate head coach at Baylor, working with the defense during his time with the team. Last year, the Red Raiders took on Baylor at Jones Stadium with hopes of defeating McGuire's former team. Unfortunately, Baylor took control early and shut down Tech with a 45-17 victory. McGuire and the team are hoping to turn the tables on the Bears this year and secure a second victory in conference. The Bears are coming off their largest comeback in program history, defeating UCF last Saturday 36-35. The Red Raiders are hoping to carry their momentum from last week's home win and get McGuire his first W against the Bears. Tech versus Baylor will take place on Saturday in Waco at 7 p.m. And if you're not headed to the game, you can watch it on ESPN2.
So Karmen, are you planning to watch any of the games this weekend?
Of course. You already know I have my ESPN Plus ready to stream those games.
Heck yeah, I'm super excited for these games. That's all for today's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update.
Thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to check ttuhub.net every day for more news. We'll see you next week.